Hello, YouTube. Um, uh, I'm so relaxed. It's crazy. It's not crazy, actually. It's amazing. Um, so today, I don't know if I can say this. I just figure that I'm on the terminal illness cannabis scheme. This cannabis oil is the best thing for me, this CBD oil. The legalest way for me to get it is to make it myself. And I just happen to have some scraps around that I've had for ages that I just kept in case, I don't know, you do that because it's important. So I used it today and I made it, the stuff, the cannabis oil. So all I did is crushed it all up, poured on some alcohol, proper alcohol, and boiled it in a rice cooker, and then what was left was what I got, and it's a very small amount, very small. Mine didn't turn out black, it's more browny, and mine's more like a paste. Whereas the one that I bought was more oily, tarry. Since I've been told that apparently the one I bought, they add other things to it. Mine tastes a lot better. It's I know it came from naturally grown marijuana, so it's got no chemicals in it or anything like that, apart from what was in the alcohol, which was 95% alcohol. And I really burnt all that off. You can't taste it at all. Whereas in theirs, you can taste it. And so I put some of mine, you can't rub mine, like, I won't be able to make patches with it because it's too thick. I'd have to thin it down with something. I've got such a small amount, and there was probably just as much left on the bowl as what I could get out. So I'm going to try putting some oil in the bowl tomorrow when I've got a bit more energy, and see if I can get a bit more, get those leftover bits, the scrapings, into a carrier oil, and see if I can use that as patches. And for the other stuff, it seems then the stuff I bought, so I thought tonight what I'll do, or today, I'll just have the stuff that I made and not have the stuff I bought, just because to see if the stuff I made works. And it does. It works really, really good. And I tried smoking it for the first time. I just put a tiny, tiny, tiny pinhead on the top of a cone, and I smoked it. And ooh, it's different than hash. I thought I was expecting it to be like hash or something, but it's not like hash. It gave me a little bit of a headache. I'm not intending on smoking it. It feels a bit too strong. It doesn't feel, it feels heady for a bit, but it's more a body stone. It's totally relaxing. It's really weird. It's not, because this is CBD and not THC, it's a different effect to any weed that I've had before, or any way that I've had weed before, which I've eaten it, I've smoked it, I've eaten fudge, I've eaten cookies, I've eaten butter, things cooked in butter, things cooked in coconut oil, stuff. I've eaten eating it. That doesn't do that much for me. Smoked it, a lot of it. Had hash. Smoked it in all different ways. Pipes, chillums, vape, etc. Whatever there is. Bongs. I like bongs. So, yeah. But this stuff, I wouldn't, for me, I don't think smoking it is a really good idea. It's a bit too, doesn't feel like it's for that. It feels like, gives you a bit of a headache. And it's relaxing, but it feels too strong for smoking. But for eating, I've been putting this one because I can't rub it on my, there, it won't stick. It's too pasty. So I've been putting it under my tongue, which is the other place they tell you to put subliminally, and just letting it dissolve there, and it takes a while. It's kind of like putting hash in your mouth. Tastes alright though, this one. And the lasting effect of this, I would say, is longer than the one I bought. So, and this is just straight leaf and alcohol, and that's it. Nothing else. No other additives. So, and just boil down until the alcohol's gone. And so that's all it is. And what you get left is not very much, and ends up being very expensive because the alcohol is expensive. And around these parts, if you want to get leaf, you have to buy it. So, and I'll see if I can buy it, but I won't be talking about that on here because I have to get it from somewhere, and that's illegal. So I don't know how I'm supposed to, what you're supposed to do about that. Maybe I'm just supposed to be waiting for the government to produce their stuff. So if the stuff I bought, right, which is from some, I don't know who it come from, a hidden person that makes it for sick people. Now I understand, after making it, I understand why I paid $200 for a very, very, very small jar. Because I got not even teaspoonful of stuff of I didn't weigh it, but it was a small amount, really small amount. Yeah, it's expensive to make because you've got to use the alcohol, and I don't know if they used the alcohol because it tastes a bit chemically, whereas mine doesn't have that flavour at all. Mine tastes really clean, and it tastes just like ground up cannabis, I guess. So, leafy stuff, sort of. I don't know. Oily though, but greasy, but weird. Like hash. It's like, if you know what hash is, it's like putting hash in your mouth, sort of. Soft hash. But, that's the kind of texture that it is. But, yeah, when you think about, that you got to get leaf, and then you got to pay for the alcohol, which is $26 a bottle, and that was cheap, because the other place wanted, that was for 500 mils, the other place wanted $10, the chemist wanted $10.95 for 100 mils, so that would have been even more. So it works out very expensive, and that's the problem, that you can go and get your endone or your morphine or your Hitler drugs for free, or for $6 or whatever. I passed my cap really quick because I get so many, so I passed the threshold. In Australia we have a threshold that once you've paid a certain amount you don't have to pay anymore, which is amazing. we have some really good things here. We have some really shit things here, like a hospital in Nimbin that has no doctor. There's no doctor that actually works for the Nimbin hospital. There's a medical centre that is not connected to the Nimbin hospital, and sometimes doctors from the medical centre are given the privilege of being allowed to work at the hospital. But we have no full-time doctor at the Nimbin hospital. And I'm going to talk about that a lot in the next few days, about the Nimbin hospital and what I think should be done there and how I think it should be done and some stuff like that, and what I think it should be done with healthcare. And the other thing I wanted to talk about today was meds. Now, I don't know about you, but when I go to the chemist, which I've been going for a long time, I just get whatever they give me. My doctor writes a script, he tells me what I need, I go to the chemist, and I trust him to give me the stuff that they're supposed to give me. So for many years, I've been on temazepam as a sleeping tablet, and I noticed the difference between Temaze, the bottle, and I don't think they can sue me for saying how crap they are. The drug APO, whatever. I haven't got a box to show you. I just took it back to the chemist because they accidentally gave it to me. APO something or other. It's a generic brand. And I notice the difference if I get that brand in a box or I get my normal Temaze. The box ones, I can have the same amount, but it's like it doesn't do anything. And so I always say, can you please give me the bottle? And they forgot today, which I was really annoyed about because I had no transport, and I have someone helping me out at the moment with transport because I'm not allowed to drive. They took my license away from me because I'm too sick. And the chemist knows me pretty well, but they forgot. And the other thing is, so that I knew, and I've known that for a long time, and I've told them, give me the bottle please, make sure I get the bottle, make sure I get the bottle. They forget half the time. Not half the time, sometimes. As my chemist pointed out today, it's been a while since he's forgotten. Now, but I was on all these other drugs as well. And most of those, my Valium, all that stuff, I wasn't having Valium, I was having diazepam. Apo diazepam, I think it was Apo brand. Oh, I've got one of those, old one. Yeah, Apo, here we go. That's the brand. Apo, see that? APO. See that? That means poison. That means chalk. That means dementia. That's what that means. That is poison, okay? I was on a whole lot of different meds of that brand. And my friend, who is a ex-junkie, said to me, did you know there's a difference between generic brands and the real brands? And I said, not really, no. And she said, well, there's a big difference. Like, they work a lot better, the real ones. And I thought, oh, the chemist said they're the same. So anyway, I thought I'd try it. So I did. And the Valium, you could have 2 of those or have 1 of the Roach ones, and it'll do the same thing. But there's the same amount of diazepam in it. Okay. But then it's got something else in it that stops the diazepam working, which is chalk, I believe, some kind of chalky stuff. Because I was on all these meds, and part of renal disease, when you're close to death, is dementia. And my doctor, by the book, that's what he would have said. You're just dying. But I wasn't. Because as soon as I got off all the generic brands, and that was before I even got off the endone and all of that, I did this weeks ago, a couple of months ago. As soon as I changed from APO drugs, generic, to the actual brand names, within about a week, my brain started functioning properly again. Now, before that, I was saying sentences and forgetting what I was saying by the end of the sentence. And I was scared that I was getting dementia. Now, I've been told that the chemists get a kickback for giving us generic. It's cheaper for them. They get more money. I don't know if that's true. I was too scared to ask my chemist today because he didn't want to listen to anything I had to say. He was too busy. And I wasn't in a good mood, and he wasn't up for it. So, but yeah, you need to really, really check that out, because the hospital that I was just staying in, part of it has a dementia ward. Most of it is a dementia ward. And in there, my ex-boyfriend told me this years ago. He said, be careful having those drugs, because the sleeping tablets, because I've been on them for a long time. He said, I think it causes dementia. And in these hospitals, and we've got many of them, nursing homes, there's all these people that can't even hardly talk, or they can talk but they say the same thing over and over again because they've got dementia, and they don't even know who their family is. They've forgotten who they are. They don't know. A lot of them are in stress because they think they're lost, or they want to go home. They don't know where they are. They want to find people that are no longer alive. All kinds of crazy stuff. So that is what's happening, especially in the Western world. And yes, we're living longer. That's what they say. We're living longer. Are we? Are we living longer? To me, that seems like dying longer. They're dying longer. And it costs us a lot of money. And one of the biggest expenses that Australia is faced with for the future is ageing Australia. Because we can't afford to pay for a whole lot of people. And we're just keeping them alive, but they're really not having a life. So I think we need to change the healthcare system. And I've got some ideas on how to do it that are scientifically sound. And I think Australia should be the first country in the world that does it, because will put us on the map. And I think Nimbin Hospital should be the first hospital in Australia that does it. And I think it should start with having a cannabis hospital, using cannabis in the hospital. Nimbin's all about cannabis, so it would be easily passed as far as our community went. So that wouldn't be a problem, where I feel like it would be anywhere else in Australia. So it would easily get past the community issue, and therefore the perfect place to start a better healthcare system that I'll explain further on in my shows. I don't know how to get to Malcolm Turnbull. I don't know how to tell these ideas. I'm just putting it out there and hoping somehow that it gets to the right ears. I don't know how when these videos are long and all of that, but this is all I know how to do. I'm sick. This is the best I can do. But I've got some really good ideas on how we can make people live longer, how we can keep Australia more sufficient, self-sufficient, people more self-sufficient, independent, having lives instead of being and also be at the forefront of science and health across the world, and show the others how it's done. And I think we have the resources, we have the nurses, we have the education system that supports good healthcare. I think with a bit more, well, we need funding and we need things fixed up, like what's going on in Nimbin Hospital, which I'll talk more about tomorrow. But I think this is one of the biggest issues that Australia is facing at this point, apart from Kim Jong, maybe Donald Trump, is, like, as far as the future goes, is an aging Australia, and that's going to cost us a lot of money. So if you want to save money, Australia, and you want to live longer, and you want to live better, then I think you should listen to me and keep watching my show, because I've got some good ideas and I'm going to share them with you. So yeah, but I'm not going to do it all tonight because I'm relaxed and this is my vlog and I'll do it in my own good time. Yeah, but generic drugs, stay off them. Get the real thing, and make sure your chemist gives them to you, and if he doesn't, make him change them, because they're poison. And I'm not putting, seriously, you'll get, my brain was demented. I couldn't think anymore. So yeah, and just changing brands, change that. So, and that was before I started getting off them to go onto the cannabis. So if you're going to be on doctor's drugs, take the real ones, not the generic ones, and just pay that couple of bucks extra, because it's worth it, because they work a lot better. And is another thing, I just want to mention one more drug. It's Tarjan. They put me on that, which is oxycodone, which is endone, morphine stuff. And then it's the stuff that they give heroin addicts if they OD. So if they OD, they give them a shot of this stuff, and it makes them come back, be un-OD'd. So they make this Tarjan, and they put they give you about 4 times the amount of oxycodone that they would usually give you if they were just giving you endone. But it's got this other stuff in it, Naxalon or some other rubbish. It's got this other stuff in it that counteracts the addictive effect of, because that's what we're all worried about, is being addicts. That's the worst thing in the world. The absolute worst thing you could ever be is an addict. Oh my God. What a load of shit. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about it today, but hi, my name's Letitia, and I'm not an addict. And if you go and tell yourself you're an addict every day, then you'll be one, okay? That's called power of the mind. Just another religion. Anyway, it's godless ones all over the place. Anyway, yeah, Tarjan, load of shit. Don't take it. Terrible side effects. You're taking massive amounts of their Hitler drug, and then something to counteract it. It's ridiculous, and they tell you it's okay. The doctors are all giving it out like it's lollipops at the moment, because it's not addictive. Because being addicted to something is apparently the worst thing in the world. So, which this addiction thing, yeah, we'll talk about another time. Anyway, have a great day, and check your drugs. There's filthy, dirty drug dealers everywhere, and you're responsible for what you put in your body. No one else, you. I'm going to talk a lot about food too in the future, and how I eat and why I eat what I do, and etc, etc. And that's it. Oh, my ending. Eminem, Marshall Mathers, Slim Shady. Eminem, my greatest wish is to meet you, and I would like to send you a message on each of these videos, because my hope is that one day you find them and watch them all, because maybe you will. Don't say don't do drugs. I've seen you say that. Don't do drugs. It's somewhere in one of your songs or something. Get some CBD oil. I don't know if you have that, but you should get some. It's good stuff. I don't know if you're into it, but I think we all should be. I want to give it to my grandkids. I want to give it to everyone. I know I can't, but it's like everyone should have these. Like, I'm really angry. I'm so angry. It's good I'm such a patient person because I'll wait. I'll wait and I'll wait because I know that pain teaches compassion and compassion teaches love. So as much as this is painful for me to wait because other people aren't like me, and I'm lucky, but that's me, that I can have it right now legally, but there's others there that can't, and that makes me angry. And there's people that are even too afraid to try it, that could legally have it, but have been brainwashed to think that nature, a herb and a flower, something that was given to all of us, is evil. Brainwashing, propaganda by the government in order for profit. Wonder if my magic works. Bye.